Started.
It's going?
It's going now. Just
Like so?
well,
Mm-hmm.
turn around like that.
Like that?
Yeah. Well, set it right there.
Hi, Mayor. Should I introduce you to everybody else? This is Mayor of our little area.
How are you?
Paul.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't have a paid position, but we do love him. He knows everything that goes on.
I've been out there since 1964.
Honor where honor is due, right?
I remember when.
No, we're not doing anything, but this is the sheet of who's going to be speaking tonight.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of people don't know them by face, you may recognize names. If you want to write down a question, Paul, you can put it on this. And then we're going to kind of scan it. But they have questions that they've been presented with, and then we're going to see how much time.
Is this like church? Nobody will sit in the front row?
Probably.
Well, if they wanted.
Some places are like that, some aren't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some want to be down front.
Yeah.
Or all the youth group is down front. Or
Yeah. Well, I figure your members should sit in front. I shouldn't intrude.
yeah. Tonight it may rain. Who knows what's going to happen?
Oh, well, and it gets dark earlier now.
Yes.
Yeah.
The big bypass review and hearing, not really hearing, just FDOT.
Yeah.
We do the same thing. Yeah. They're up and down the aisles. Can I help? I don't know who
Thanks for coming. Here's a sheet of who all the candidates are. Thank you so much. Okay, so you know.
And then getting people, getting corporate businesses involved with local fundraisers is just like holding hands taking. You get local, in fact,
Yeah, I went and got a ring tag.
since you might be in an official capacity.
Good evening. Here's a sheet with the candidates' faces on it. A little bit of that information, contact information for you, right?
That's
No.
How you doing?
I see you kind of prepared like I am.
More umbrellas around. Run late, probably. And, you know, there'll be people that have never been to this bank before.
Oh, and it's awful to find when you've
And
never
it's
been
left
there.
and right in one way, and so there could be some people that are going in circles trying to find which way.
Well, and traditionally in Sarasota, people arrive late anyway.
Yes, yeah. 15 minutes is average, probably.
And then they want to leave early. You know? That's what I said to her.
No, we're not doing sign-in.
Sign-in this time, it's
Take a
just
sheet.
come as you are.
Then you have a list of all the candidates. If you want to write a question, you can write a question, otherwise let them run the show.
I'm sorry.
Here,
Question?
if you want to write one down, and then we try to, we have already questions already submitted to them.
Your friendly face, right? You're in the hot zone. To see when the signs out there. Lots of change.
Was it raining yet?
No.
It's really black up there. Yeah. I think St. Pete's really gonna get it.
Very much. Yes.
Oh, yeah, you need that.
Oh, there's, yeah, make yourself at
Yes, at the Christmas.
Okay, all right. I didn't make it to the Russell's house, which was 12, which was 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. My house was, I think, 5.
Okay, thank you.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, we have to practice a couple days.
I'd say I think the shopping center opening is drawing a good crowd.
Yeah. Well, let's draw in.
But there are people shopping there tonight. We lost a board member to the shopping. She's somewhere deep in Saks Fifth. Lost.
One of the
She
drawings.
lost one, yeah, she threw one of those and she got to go in shopping. You're supposed to be That's for Stephen.
I'm gonna be able to see.
Well, those, we have.
Well, good evening, everybody. I know people are going to be winding their way in here, but thanks for coming out on a rainy night, and probably going to be a little bit more rainy before the evening ends. So, appreciate you being here. Typical of our local meetings here, we'll we'll see 5 or 6 or 7 more folks straggle in here as the evening goes on, but welcome. Thanks for being on time. So this evening we're going to forego all the different kind of things announcements that we usually do about what's going on in the Fruitville area and what we've got planned for next year, because we have some distinguished guests with us tonight who are mostly here, and we wanted to just have just an evening of dialogue with them as District 2 and District 4 are open and on the ballot in November for our county commissioners. And it's really an important position. You know, a lot of people wonder why should they get involved with local politics? Does it really matter? And I actually had this discussion with my brother this past weekend, and I said, you know, if you think about it, no matter where you stand, or which side you land on, a community organizer became a junior senator, became president of the United States. It happened pretty much in those kind of big block jumps. So starting back at community organizer or county commissioner or local politics, it's really critical. It's important. And what's more important for us in Fruitville especially is that we have so many issues hitting us all at once. Our community is over the next, well, it already has changed a lot over the last 3 or 4 years, but over the next 5 or 6 years, we're going to be seeing enormous changes to Fruitville, and particular to our forward position to East County development. So that will include all of us as citizens keeping our eyes on what's happening with the Sarasota 2050 plan. How is that going to look? How will that function? How will that impact us over on this side of the interstate? The Fruitville Initiative, which I know a lot of you have been hearing about because it's been in the newspaper so much. So that will be we'll begin to see development on that actually fairly soon. And I know that some decisions were just made on a road configuration. Hello, Mona. Thank you for making it. Diverging diamonds, another big issue. I just found out recently that it's not, you put your head on your hand already. There's a hot button issue, right? We know we're getting one at university. What I was not aware of, and I just heard recently, is that diverging diamonds at Fruitville and Bee Ridge are also being considered, again, with the whole look towards development, what the flow of traffic is going to be like through Sarasota County. So Fenderson Park, another major issue. You know, the north-south corridors of Honore and Cattleman, all of these things go right through our community, and we can make a difference if we let our current county commissioners and potential future county commissioners know where we stand on the issues and what we'd like to see. So that's the most efficient way to do things, is to keep it local. And if you guys want to get seats that are closer in here that are kind of off on the perimeter, you're certainly welcome. You can get a
We're
better,
fairly casual, so
yeah,
just get up and
move around if you want. So here's what we're going to do this evening is we are going to, and I thought my friend Chaplain Tom was going to be here, but since he's not, we're going to do just a basic drawing. And
Mona do.
oh yeah, we can do, yeah, Mona, you have an honest face.
We know where to find you.
We're going to have Mona come up here, and she's going to draw, and you know, if you draw, let's see, who are we missing here?
Alexandra and Stephen.
And I got an email from Alexandra this evening. She seemed like she was on her way, so she may pop in. So they're folded in half so you can't.
Oh.
Open it up.
Ray Porter.
Ray Porter will field our first question.
There you go.
That wasn't too difficult, was it? So, and what we'd like to do is we'd like to just have conversations about these issues. And we've put together some questions. FT10 met with some community leaders really over the last month, but we really had a real focus group last Tuesday, a week ago, over at Norma Jean's, and got some great questions. And those are some of the questions that are going to be asked. And then here's how I'd like to do it. Is we'll start with Ray, and I'll start with one of the first questions, and you answer it. Then the second question will be to you. You can opt to the second question, or if Ray answered a question that's really a burning issue for you, you can go to that one. But we'll kind of walk 2 questions at a time down the line from that point. Is that pretty clear? That way we can cover a bunch of, I don't want you all to have to answer the same question over and over again. So I think that would get a little tedious. So John Prettyman is here, so Sid, you're off the hook. So John Prettyman is one of our FT10 board members, and he will keep it at your answers at 3 minutes, and then at 2 minutes, hopefully a 1 minute warning. So
John's also a poll worker, so he has lots of practice.
Yes, yeah, and John was on the original board with John Krochek. Now John Krochek will be here in a little bit. He's tied up in a Sanka meeting, but he's going to be asking if any of you put in some, no questions? Well, if you guys do have a question, you can pop up here and fill in one of these cards up here, and we'll take it. And with that being said, let me get to a place where, you know what, I'm just going to wing it for the questions.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
cards
they're
up here if you
want
want.
that one.
Right here in the middle and a pencil. What do you like? Yeah, just that sheet of paper and, right? Pretty simple.
Okay. So, Ray, with that little introduction, I hope that made sense. And, you know, if we're not real sure where we're going, I'll try to steer us in the right direction. So, our first block of questions is specific to Fruitville. And the first one for you, Ray, is, do you think that big box retail stores are in a direct conflict with the Fruitville Initiative guiding principles, which were codified in the comprehensive plan?
We have 3 minutes?
Yes.
Thank you for having me, everyone. Just real quickly, because I do have 3 minutes, I'll tell you I have a 20-year background in journalism, local journalism. I was with the Venice Cavalier for 15 years and the Bradenton Herald for 5. So a lot of the things I do, and the other 14 years of my professional career have been communications, marketing, public relations. So I do a lot of research. I've done a lot of research since I was just out of college. And honestly, I've heard peripherally about the Fruitville Initiative. Journalists like to focus in on one thing at one time and really educate themselves thoroughly. When you move on to another topic, often a lot of that information goes out of your head. So I have to admit, I've Googled your group, I've looked at your website, I've done a lot of research. It's obvious that big box retail is something that you've been opposed for quite some time. The Walmart situation was something that was threatening your area. And you know, I don't pretend to, like I said, I don't pretend to be an expert on the Fruitville Initiative, but I think what you're doing here is such a great example of local residents interfacing with county officials, with staff, being proactive and telling them this is our vision for where we live and where we work and where we play. And this is where we want to go with this. And you haven't just sat back and complained, you've actually shown them what you want to achieve. And obviously they've listened and they're starting to come around to your way of thinking. There's a lot of pressure to do things at the county level right now that are probably going to be opposed to what you would like to see happen out here. There are things that just down the road, obviously, at university that are going to impact on the Fruitville Initiative and your neighborhoods. But it's great to see, that you're taking the bull by the horns. And hopefully, as a county commissioner, I'll be someone that will listen to you and always be there to respond to what you want to have done in your neighborhoods. That's just, to me, that's the ABCs of being a county commissioner. I'm a little disturbed. I think where I live in Gulfgate East, we've lived there now for 10 years. We've never seen North Patterson have a local forum, a local get-together where we're asked what we think about our neighborhood and what we can do to improve our neighborhood. North done some great things, and I don't want to falter completely, but that to me is something that is lacking over her term. And I would guarantee the people in my district and countywide that I would have a quarterly forum where I would meet with groups just like you, just like tonight, listen to your concerns and bring them back to the board, because that's what representative government is all about. So yeah, the research I've done tells me big box is not a good idea. Getting back to that.
Really?
That's what I've seen.
You got 30 seconds.
Anything else you want to say to that, Ray? Okay, I mean, you don't have to take the full time, that's for sure. Okay, John. The next question, so you can opt to that one, or you can take the next one. Again, on the Fruitville initiative, citizens have frequently seen a failure to communicate between various Sarasota County and state departments, namely the FDOT, but that's just one of them. John, how would you improve interdepartmental communications? And when we say that, we mean not just planning service to county commissioners, but planning commissioners to state departments, Tallahassee, that kind of thing. How would you address that?
Okay, well, I'm going to introduce myself first. I'm John Mender, and I'm a registered professional engineer and a registered professional surveyor and mapper. I am the president of Mender and Associates Engineering Corporation, and I have lived in Sarasota County for the past 33 years, and I have had my business here in Sarasota County for the past 28 years. And I have 51 years of registered professional engineering experience, and I have 61 years as a registered professional surveyor and mapper. And as I said before, 33 years of that has been spent working here in Sarasota County. I'm very familiar with the statutes and stuff, and how I would handle the failure which we've had between communication of various Sarasota County commissioners and the state departments. I would handle exactly the same way I have handled my business. I would contact the state officials. I would set up a meeting. We're located here in District 1, which is the home offices for the state are in Bartow. I would make an appointment. I'd go up and sit down and talk with the people in Bartow. I would make sure that I was in complete communication with them, and then I would invite them to the Sarasota County Board of County Commissioners.